What's good? So it is a beautiful Saturday morning at Whaley Park. Usually we'd be at El Dorado Park, but you know, hockey, pickleball, there's always something nowadays at Eldo. It's a popular spot. So we're here at Whaley. It's finally not dangerously hot. So I'm gonna take you through my day. We haven't done that in like a year, 2 years. Oh. So Saturdays are kind of cram days for me now because I've been working a bunch. I'm trying to skate as much as possible. That also means getting as much footage as possible, clips for the Waltz socials and whatnot. So I'm gonna do my best to warm up with you. Then we're going to shoot a quick couple of videos for the Waltz socials. And then I'm gonna need to talk to you about wheels. So the past month has been kind of insane. With US Open on July 20th already, we hosted demos in Solvang with Solvang Skate Shop. That was with Jack Lauer and Jamie Chalmers. In between all of that, it's been Waltz Biz. There's always some sort of fire to put out. One of the fires being wheels. Oof, that's a whole thing, which I'll get to later. But with so much happening in the scene, in my life personally, there we go. With work, come on. Wow. I think the like reoccurring theme of all of it is that there are more freestylers than ever getting into freestyle and like gathering to do things, which is really neat. And despite the skate industry being kind of in a weird, not so great place from everybody that I speak to, the freestylers are all taking care of each other. That's really cool. Even William from the US Open was talking about a new video he's working on with a bunch of other freestylers, which is totally reminiscent of when like the freestyle web videos would go around. Everybody would send footage to each other and make full lengths, or even QLC. If you're old and you remember what QLC is, 20 points. 20 points to you. Side note, who does this? It's just dog turds in the middle of the freestyle spot. Come on, people. Ironically, outside of our plans to host the US Open, Maria and I have been talking about how this year was gonna be our boring year. And it's turned out to be a lot less boring. And at the core of that is just how many of our friends have shown up to like, I don't know, bring up projects they want to work on, to invite us to go skate with them, or just to like, I don't know, make videos, learn tricks together, local things, which hasn't always been the case in SoCal. We haven't always had a freestyle scene. Definitely not one as strong as what we have like right now. So yeah, I guess my Saturday morning kind of warm up spiel is that I'm feeling a lot of gratitude for the folks who have made this year so exciting and so busy in the like small margins that Maria and I have been able to spend with all of you. A big part of that being the US Open. 35 people competing, just competing, at a contest that was completely unproven. This wasn't like the 5th or 6th year of the event. This was the first year, the first time we put out a flyer for it, the first time we had advertised a Southern California freestyle event. All the people who volunteered, thank you for being there. Thanks to everybody who was a family member of a competitor or a volunteer who showed up and stayed throughout a 90-degree day to just hang out and, you know, watch everyone skate. Spending a day at a skate park isn't always fun, especially when it's 90 degrees. So that's really cool. It was really cool to see. That, I don't know what to say. So all that to say, it's been a really cool past month or so. Thank you to everybody who's been a part of it. We have more stuff happening, potential demos with Jack and Jamie and Q. Q has been killing it, Jamie's been killing it, Jack's been killing it. All the Sunday session people have been absolutely crushing it, and I get to see them almost weekly, which is amazing. That's my life now. What? Speaking of life, I need to hop off and shoot 2 to 3 micros, shorts for Waltz. We'll see how that goes, and then I'm going to get an actual session in, and then I'm gonna do my best to explain what the hell is happening with Waltz wheels. So I will see you in, well, a couple seconds for you. Off to work. I gotta get out of here, but I'm saving that M80 big spin for next session. I don't want a stationary angle for that. That's my excuse. All right, we're back at home, and I wanna talk to you about wheels. Like the video's title suggests, we are finished making the deep dish wheel at Waltz. And that's kind of our decision and kind of totally not. So let's dive into that. Now, about 3 or 4 years ago, Waltz put out this beautiful wheel, the deep dish freestyle wheel. This is like the first wheel that we were ever able to make from the ground up. The whole goal of making the deep dish wheel shape at Waltz was that in the past, wheel companies, freestyle skateboard companies, tried to take existing molds, existing tooling for skateboard wheels and kind of carve and shave off parts of it to make those wheels work for freestyle. Oftentimes that meant taking either extra wide street wheels or longboard wheel molds and just carving them down into kind of freestyle-y shapes. They never really worked that well, in my opinion, for multiple reasons. So the deep dish wheel was kind of a statement saying that like this was a wheel that was built from the ground up for freestyle. The mold that we made for this wheel was for freestyle. The cutting dies were made for this wheel. Everything about it was designed to be better for the tricks that my friends and I were doing. And I love this shape. This shape still works really well for me. It's the only wheel that I skate, usually, when I can get it. Now, we started making wheels back in 2018, first with the coffee brakes and then with the snake wheels, and then we came out with this wheel. And as soon as this wheel came out, we started to see issues in the market getting these wheels, mainly due to the pandemic that was happening at the time. The COVID pandemic made it really difficult to get any products made. Really, the whole industry was struggling to get wheels at that time. So when I say that Waltz makes this wheel, the deep dish freestyle wheel, we actually work with a wheel manufacturer who pours and cuts the wheels for us. We design the wheel, both the shape and the graphic, and then we work really closely with this manufacturer to get them made. Now in the last few years, the company that makes this wheel was acquired by another company, which is something that happens in business all the time, right? Companies get acquired, things merge, blah, blah, blah. Now, when that happened, we didn't think that was gonna affect business at all. In fact, after that merger, that acquisition, whatever, we put out the Coconut Carvers, we put out the Deep Space Explorers, we put out the Greyhound wheels, we even did the Stinkers. Oh man, the Stinkers were great. Thank you. Maria is like right off screen right now, feeding me lines as I'm making this video. Fast forward to like 3 months ago when we went to place a reorder for our Jaws wheels. And I got a response saying that the people who acquired the company that were making our wheels, who we designed these wheels with, were no longer offering custom wheel production services. Cool, right? Yeah? Which is a little concerning, right? It wasn't even a like email blast to all the people who were getting wheels from them. It was a response to like following up on a reorder, which is wild. And this doesn't just affect us. A lot of companies in the freestyle community have wheels made by this particular manufacturer, which means that the whole wheel industry, the whole kind of landscape of skateboard and freestyle specific skateboard wheels is going to change dramatically in the next few months. Getting that message, and again, this was a message when I was placing a reorder for wheels we already made. This wasn't like a press release for all the companies who make wheels with this wheel shop. This is a specific one-person email to one brand who was reordering their wheels, which is a wild way to find this out. It's a heavy one. It's a heavy one for freestyle and non-freestyle. So we're gonna be okay. Waltz is still gonna have wheels, we're working on it, but unfortunately, these wheels, the deep dish shape, and the Jaws wheels from Waltz Skateboarding, they're gone. They're gone forever. And this isn't even one of the most recent graphics that we had on this wheel. I don't even have the Jaws wheels, the most recent ones, because we sold them all. We didn't have enough time to make that announcement that they were gonna be gone. We didn't even know they were gonna be gone until a couple weeks before they sold out. So the good news is that we have a new shape coming out, which I don't want to talk about yet. I'm going to talk about it more in another video. We have a new graphic, which is kind of a new graphic, but I don't want to explain what I mean by that yet. And there's exciting stuff happening. Silver lining, out with the old, in with the new. So if you have deep dish wheels on ice somewhere, if you're one of those people who was collecting our wheel graphics, they might be worth something now because we're not going to bring that shape back. But we do have this one coming out very soon. I'll talk more about this soon. I'll make a whole series of videos about the decisions made on this wheel, why you might love it. Also, final thing, this part of this video was filmed on Sunday, the day after the rest of that stuff. And that's because I went out and had a session with somebody, which I'll talk about next time. All right, see you next week for that video. Keep dancing, keep being good to each other. We'll see you then. It's been a while since I just talked to the camera.
I know.
Oh, my back hurts. Ugh. It's so bad.